My name's Frank Maxwell, and I'm an engineer, and I started volunteering really because of being an engineer at an engineering factory. There were friends of mine that were at the college with me, and some had already got a degree in India, and they'd come to Britain to use that and to expand on it. And their parents were having great difficulties just trying to survive. They could get very few jobs, and the thoughts of people were not very keen on foreigners. They didn't like Jews either, as it happens. And I thought, well, there has to be a way forward for them. One of the initial things were their parents couldn't get jobs. I said, although I'm only training, I get to know people in the industry very quickly, and I can assure you I'm bound to be able to get them a job. And in fact, in the end, I got 14 jobs for different parents. And then the follow-up from that was that they were being treated badly by people in general because they were anti-everything. But where they were living, they couldn't even go into the public house there because they were banned, and they couldn't go into the workmen's club. And I said, there must be something we can do. So I approached the leader of the council. This was in Coventry. I said, we need to do something for these people. These are students with me. But I said, at the same time, their parents are hardworking people. They've been brought here because we need people to go into industry. And they need to be treated respectfully. But they've been turned away from the pub. It's ridiculous. And I said, I suggest we do something about it. So we did. We went there and they were refused. And by the barman, and I then said to him, well, just meet the leader of the council here because he won't be pleased. And within a month, the conditions changed, the breweries changed, and I thought, this makes sense. And I thought, there must be things that people need. And I thought, I wonder if there were people at work that weren't well that I could go and see them. And I thought, I quite like the volunteering. It gives me satisfaction because I'm doing something for people. And then, you know, I was even doing bits of decorating for ladies that couldn't have it done. And that was the start of my life. And then I got involved with charities. I used to be in the Red Cross as well. And I think it made me realise that there was a way forward. As I got older, I then started looking for Jewish charities. And in a way, it became much more of my life then than a Jewish organisation in Russia approached me. And I suppose from that point on, I got involved with WJR, and I'm chair of WJR in the Midlands. And there was the British Friends of Israeli War Disabled. That was another one that I came much involved with. I do something that's charitable every week, and sometimes 2 or 3 days a week. When the refugees were struggling, when they were first coming over here, the last 20 years or whatever, we organised events for them. Every third week I used to spend the Sunday cooking the Sunday dinner for them, and it means it's an important part of your life. It becomes part of your life, but importantly, it helps others. And it helps people sometimes who are ignored by many and treated badly. And you think you have a purpose in life, and that purpose should be not just for yourself and not just for your family, but for others that perhaps haven't got a family. And the reward is good. And if you're lucky, you might live to 90 as well.